don't you look at me like that, you wench. And she's literally yelling over a table right now, like literally yelling over a table and pointing at me. And after that, I literally just walked away, and she's just like bickering more, like yelling at me. Okay, so today I'm doing a get ready with me to quit my job. Yeah, so I've been working at this job for about like 3 months now, and you know, at first it was really stressful because I have like social anxiety, a little bit, well, mostly just anxiety, and so it was really hard to like go to work and like interact with customers because I don't know how to interact with people. I literally, like, please give me a freaking neural link in my brain so it can just tell me how to interact with people type of thing, you know? Like, I feel like that would make life 100% easier because I just need a little robot to like steer my wheel. I'm just kidding, I'm not a coward. So, but anyways, essentially that's what my worries used to be before work. But now something I've learned is now I'm worried about the managers and what they have to bother me with, because the customers are like, it's like whatever with them, but with the managers, it's like everything is such a problem to them. Every little minute mess up is some big, horrible, oh my gosh, no way you did this problem, and I'm just tired of it. Myself, and my anxiety are tired of it. And like, there's only so many deep breaths you can take before you're like, I just don't ever want to come back here. And that's where I'm at. So yeah, another thing was every like shift, every single shift I would have in the mornings, I would get there at 11, and then by 12 they would make me go home. So I'm only working an hour. So I'm only getting ready for 2 hours in the morning, or like an hour 40 minutes, just to be cut after an hour. Like, is it a waste of time or is it a complete waste of my time? Like, it's so annoying. And they would schedule these shifts like that for me like 5 times a week. Like literally 5 times a week. And the whole point of me getting a job was to have some sort of break from like social media, like the stress of like, not like the stress of streaming, but like the socialization of streaming and like how my schedule was all messed up. But now it's like I'm not even getting the benefits of that from work anymore. And like, also I wanted to work to just like be able to save all my money in some sort of like savings account. Like, Stream was always telling me I need like some, like, it's not a 501. I think that's when you have a mental episode. It's like the savings account. It's like a, why did I think of Heisenberg savings account? It's something like that, though. I'll put it on the screen if I remember. But something like that. Like, I want to do something like that with my money. But now it's just like the amount of time I'm getting and putting into this job and the amount of stress outside of work is just like too much for me. Like, it's literally just too much for me. And I'm getting tired of it. And a lot of the shifts kind of suck because they're really understaffed. So like, a bunch of people will call out and then it's super stressful in the restaurant. And then it's like I'm having to bust the tables, I'm having to attend to customers, I'm having to take shit from my managers, take shit from the customers. And it's horrible. It's literally horrible. It's like I'm juggling like all these people all at once, and it's horrible. It's like your brain doesn't even have time to react to things. Like, literally, people will like scream at me and call me names, like customers, and I literally just sit there and do nothing. Like, literally my brain doesn't even have time to process anything that's happening. So yeah, before I would get like really bad anxiety when customers were mean to me, but it just happened so often and the reactions were just like so on and off weird, like that, like you just get used to the meanness. But like, I kind of realized like, hey, I don't want to work somewhere where the customers are mean and the managers are mean. Like, I really don't. So yeah. Anyways, my last straw was this one shift, and I literally told myself, oh, my last job was this shift that they scheduled me for last minute. So I worked a Friday, and then the next day I had off, and then I worked 4 other days after that. They filled that day with a random 4 p.m. shift on that Friday. And I saw it, and I was like, what the heck? Like, they changed it. And I know they changed it, and it wasn't just like me missing it in my schedules, because I write down my schedules every week in a physical planner. So I looked at my physical planner, that I literally have 2 different planners. I have one for the week and then one for like the month. And I was like, oh my goodness, they changed my schedule last minute. And I was like, well, I don't know. I had this dilemma of like, come in, should I not come in? Well, maybe they'll think I'm a better employee if I come in. Maybe they'll be grateful and like nice, or it'll just be a cool chill shift, you know, money's money. I came in, and that was the worst shift I've ever worked in my whole entire life. Not only was the manager that day being super annoying, but the customers were super rude. And you want to know why? Everybody was all rude because we were super understaffed. We only had like 6 servers on the floor. We had like 5 different reservations, and it was just like all a big mess. And like, we just like didn't have enough servers, and oh god, it was horrible. It was horrible. And literally I was like trying to ask the manager like that day, like, hey, like, where are you wanting to put this reservation of like 16? Because my other host had like asked about it. And she was like, oh, that's up to you, the host. Like, that's for you to decide. So in my head I'm thinking like, okay, so can we put them in the sunroom? So then I'm like, hey, so can we put that reservation in the sunroom, because I'm looking at the floor and there's not a lot of space for a party of 16 and a party of 15. And she's like, oh no, we will not be putting that reservation in the sunroom because the sunroom doesn't have an assigned server. So no, you cannot put it there. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so it's not up to me. So don't say that, girl. Like, don't say it's up to me. If the seating's up to me. That's not that bad. But the thing that got me was later in the night, I ended up seating somebody in a closed section that was sandwiched in between 2 sections on each side. So how am I supposed to, in my little Z-brain, know that this random section in the middle of the whole restaurant is just like closed? Like, how am I supposed to remember that when there's a wave of people and I'm trying to be fast and seat them because the people are getting mad? And then I come back and she's like, Chrissy, where did you just sit that 4 top? And I'm like, and she's also hiding behind a pillar so the people in the lobby can't see us. And I'm like, at that table right there. And she's like, that section is closed. Now we don't have anywhere to put the reservation. Oh my god. And I'm just like, but you told us the seating was up to us. And she's like, did you have a plan? Did anybody tell you a plan? Are you following any sort of floor plan, Chrissy? And I'm like, no, nobody told me a plan. You didn't tell me a plan, because when I asked you where we're putting the 16, you said it's up to us. And she's like, just listen to your host. She's the one coordinating. You're the one seating. So just listen to her and you just seat the people. And I'm just like, holy H-E double hockey stick. Like, what is this girl on? Is she off a perk? Is she literally off a perk? Bitch, are you snorting fentanyl? Like, why are you all up in my face all mean? Like, I just made a little mistake. And I made the mistake because, girl, you were super unhelpful. I didn't say that. I'm just thinking that because, you know, that introvert in me always is holding things back. So, yeah, I just go about the night. I'm acting like a complete utter zombie, like she asked me to. Just seating the people. And also, mind you, the whole night there's just like Call of Duty waves of zombies coming in the lobby. Like, coming through the lobby. Like, I'm literally playing zombies mode in Call of Duty. So that's the stress level I'm at playing zombies Call of Duty as a amateur girl gamer. First of all, let me clarify that. I'm not that good at Call of Duty zombies. So it's stressful. I'm like, holy hell. And it's like I'm having to juggle these zombies in the lobby and my manager bossing me around, yelling in my ear all the time. Not yelling, but like bickering in my ear the whole night. And it's like so annoying. So I'm just like walking around the restaurant, getting the menus, walking around the restaurant, getting the menus, seating random people, walking around the restaurant, getting the menus, seating the persons. And then it's like, and then 2 hours passes, or an hour, probably an hour. And this lady, as I'm sweeping the floor again for the menus, this lady's like, "Excuse me," and I turn my freaking neck and I'm like, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Yeah, could you get this check?" And she's like, "And give it to my server, please." And I'm like, "Unfortunately, I can't like take that check from you. I'll get in trouble." Because I forgot to mention this. In the very beginning of my shift, my manager got upset at me because I took a old check off a table I was seating. Because the first thing that people look at is the check on the table and they think it's dirty. Which the tables probably are dirty because we have no bussers. Yeah. Anyways. And she got mad at me, even though, you guys want to know, she was like, "Corporate, they told us not to take the checks off the table. They told us that if the check gets lost, what are you gonna do?" And I'm just like, girl, I really don't know. Like, I really don't care, is like what I'm thinking. But like, literally when they talk to you, all you gotta do is just be like, "Okay, yeah, okay." Like, it's the worst thing ever. So yeah. So that's why I couldn't take their check and just like physically give it to the server, because we're not allowed to take it. And I wasn't about to make that mess up again, because I knew my manager, she would just get so mad again. So anyways, I'm just like, but if I see your server, I'll let her know that you guys are ready to pay. The thing is, I couldn't even find their server either, and like 6 minutes went by, maybe 5, and when I did see their server, she was seating a reservation for like 9 people or something crazy, like 12. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see she's busy. And then I get stuck at the host stand, so I don't have time to go up to her and be like, "Hey girl, your table wants to pay," because she's a server. She knows when her tables need to pay out. Like, that's like, girl, I'm not gonna about to run to her like, "Holy for table, they need to pay." Like, it's not that deep. Like, they can wait because I'm stuck at the host stand. Anyways, so I get stuck at the host stand because the other 2 or 3 hosts that are working are like cleaning the tables there, so I'm not able to really do much of anything. Yeah. So what do I do? I get stuck at the host stand for like 10 minutes, and then the hosts come back, they're like doing all their computer things, and then I do another menu sweep, and I completely forgot about the check. Like, I'm sorry, it's been really busy. I've been like taking people's reservations down. My brain space has been compromised and I don't remember the request, because I just assume like they got service like eventually, like, but we're so understaffed they didn't, and I don't remember anyway. So I'm doing the menu sweep again, and I've already walked past the table. They're like a table or 2 behind me, and I hear a yelling, "Excuse me," like super loud, and I'm like, huh? Like, girl, what? So I keep walking, and I know it's for me, but it's like, I'm already past her. Like, girl, I'm not a dog. Don't yell at me. Like, come on now. Like, what the hell? And then I hear it again louder as I'm walking away. She's like, "Excuse me?" And she's literally yelling it across the restaurant. She gets up from her booth, and she's standing up, leaning across a table of 4, pointing her finger at me. And she's like, "I told you to go get my server so I could pay." And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, in my head, I'm like, I'm literally standing there like this though, like in shock, because this lady is literally yelling at me. And I'm like, oh my god, like, what the heck? And she's doing that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So she's yelling at me, and I look at her like this. Like, that's literally how I look at her. Because the girl, I'm not gonna say anything because you're a crazy girl, but I'm gonna look you up and down. So I look her up and down, and literally she goes like this: "Don't you look at me like that, you wench!" And she's literally yelling over a table right now. Like, literally yelling over a table and pointing at me. And after that, I literally just walked away. And she's just like bickering more, like yelling at me more as I'm walking away. And it's like, girl, like, what do you expect me to do, shawty? Like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, what the hell? So, yeah. I just go up to one of the hosts. She actually wasn't even a host. She's like a supervisor, manager type thing. But like, so she's like a manager, but like the manager still bullied her, basically. So she's like acting as a buster because we're understaffed. And I'm like, lol, this lady just like yelled at me and called me a wench. And she's like, oh my gosh, like where? And I'm like, over there. And like, I'm just like talking to her. And then literally like 5 minutes later, I see that lady speed walking next to my manager. She's like, and she did this and that and da-na-na-na-na. And she's literally like speed walking like this is a speed walking marathon. Like, have you guys seen those things? And she's just like ranting to my manager, and it's like the worst thing ever because I'm like, oh my god, like what is she telling her? I didn't do anything. Like, I literally didn't do anything instead of be slightly unhelpful. Okay, but that doesn't mean I deserve to be yelled at. It's not my fault. I forgot about your check. I have other things going on, girl. I really don't care that you gotta leave and pay for your hamburger. Like, this ain't no 5-star restaurant, girl. Like, so she does that. And then, like, 20 minutes later, this guy in, like, a FedEx jacket is, like, in the front with the pizza boxes with, like, his wife and his 2 sons. And he's like, excuse me, can I speak to your manager, please? And I'm like, yeah, sir, I can go grab her for you. And then he's like talking to my manager. They're like behind me. I'm at the desk. And he's like, excuse me, ma'am, I would just like to let you know that this young lady right here didn't do anything to that lady that was upset. That lady was lying about everything. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much, like, God bless you. And in my head, I'm like, holy, what did that lady say about me? Because I didn't do anything to her. And yeah, so basically later in the night while I was about to go, because shortly after that they cut me, because I was crying in the bathroom from, like, stress, and also that just touched my heart how nice that man was. So I was just crying for like 2 minutes, but you know, after you cry, you gotta like, I'm a pale girl, so I gotta take at least 10 minutes for my shit to clear up, or you can tell I've been crying. So I was clearing up in the bathroom because I don't want to make some big deal about crying, because then I'm gonna just cry more because I'm embarrassed because I'm crying. Anyways, so my thing, and literally the other host comes in and is like, Chrissy, you're cut, while I'm in the bathroom. Like, anyway, not her being a bitch. I'm talking about the manager. It's like, can't you wait to cut me until I'm out of the bathroom, sis? Like, really? So, yeah. I'm like, whatever, girl, whatever. So I go home, rolling myself where I'm asking my manager, like, hey, girl, like, what did that lady say about me? Because I didn't do nothing. Like, that was super messed up. And I'm so glad that guy spoke up for me. And she's like, oh yeah, she was talking about all this stuff, like you were being super rude and that you rolled her eyes at her and like did all this stuff. And I'm just like, what the actual, like, what the hell, what the actual heck? That's messed up. Like, that's really messed up. I didn't do none of that. And I'm just so glad that guy said something, because I don't know, that manager, this isn't a whole nother story, but this girl, she was accused of, like, taking, like, her tip money and tipping out hosts to get better tables, which is, like, the customers don't even tip that well. So, like, at that point, you'd just be losing money. Like, you would literally just be losing money. So, but what was happening was that the other host was, like, she was just being handed her vape. So people were thinking on the security cameras or like in person that they were exchanging money, but she was just exchanging her vape, like, really fast to her. So yeah, she basically got really mad at the server and like made her cry, because, and mind you, this is like the manager's like favorite, because like she would say that like, oh, I'm so and so's favorite, and I'm like, oh, good for you, like, girl, I don't want to get in the middle of that. And she literally made her cry, so I'm like, if that's what she's doing to her favorites, girl, what's she gonna do to me? Because I'm definitely not her favorite, and I'm not trying to be, and I'm not trying to have that dynamic with my boss. It's so unprofessional. Like, I'm your favorite? Like, girl, what do you mean? You're my boss. You're literally my manager. I just find that weird, personally. But that's just me. I mean, to each their own, you know. Anyways. Yeah, so she literally made her cry. She's like, I'm gonna have to investigate this. I'm gonna have to do all these things. I can't believe you did this. Oh my gosh. Like, all this stuff making this girl feel so bad. And I think this girl's pretty nice. I don't think she likes me, though. Because one time I tried to hang out with her, but like it was a little too pushy on my end, and then I ended up having to cancel because it was really far away. But it's like, how are you gonna cancel but you like low-key invited yourself? So I'm so sorry to that girl if she ever sees this video, which she probably won't, because what the hell. So yeah, I wasn't trying to be weird. I don't think she got any beef with me. It's just like, after that, she just kind of stopped talking to me at all, like, altogether, and I was like, okay, damn, like, hopefully I didn't, like, creep her out, but I think I did. I was just really desperate for friends, honestly. Anyways, so, about that. So, basically, she makes her cry. Like, she's literally crying. Like, I think I saw her cry, I don't know, or, like, someone told me about it, I don't remember. But yeah, she's just, like, super mean to her. So I'm like, if this is what you're doing to your favorite girl, what you gonna do to some random girl like me, girl? Like, get what I mean? That's why it's like, also just having a favorite as a manager is just weird to me, to even have that dynamic. Like, unless it's your mom maybe, but that wasn't her mom, that was some random lady. So I don't know, you know, like, I'm like over it, girl. Oh girl, here we go. My eyeliner's a little uneven. There we go. I don't even know if that's even. I don't really care. So that's what happened with that whole shabacle. I've been recording. Okay, wait. I'm pretty sure. Wait, let me check. I was so confused if I've been recording or not, but I have been. So that's good. So yeah, that's what happened with that. I don't even know, girl. Like, I just felt bad for her. I was like, oh, I feel really bad for her. Yeah, she was like making her feel all bad because she had to like investigate if that was true, which is just like, why are you getting mad at her when it's like literally your job to do that and you haven't even found any evidence yet? So I just like don't find it fair to get mad at her. Also, one of the other managers, I always heard from my other co-hosts that like, I don't mean to say co-host, it's not a party, my other co-worker host, that he was always yelling at the kitchen guy, and I was like, really? That kitchen guy seems really nice, and he is nice, but it's like he was always yelling at him, like, in the kitchen, or, like, talking really mean, and it's like, ooh, like, I don't want to work somewhere where they're being all mean to people like that, so, yeah, it's like, I'm just like, oh, I didn't mean to smear that shit everywhere. It's just like, I don't want to work somewhere like this. I'm like, yeah, but that was my last straw, was that 4 p.m. mystery shift. Like, whew, it was like, who's that Pokemon? And it's like the devil was like the shift. Like, I don't even know. Like, that joke made no sense, but like, you kind of get what I mean? Like, yeah, but my last straw, my true last straw, that's just what made the idea of me, hey, I don't want to work here, come into my brain. But yeah, about 2 days later, I had my first like morning shift, you know, and it was at 11. And then once it hit 12, and it was super slow the whole day. And then once my other hosts got there, my manager right away, he was like, Chrissy, you can go start wrapping up and doing your side work. I'd only been there for an hour. And this isn't the first time this has happened. Yeah, it was definitely not. Yeah. So, and that shift, he was like bothering me about like, oh, you gotta like do all this stuff. And it's like, ugh, girl, like, who said I wasn't doing those things? Like, why are you reminding me of this? Like, I'm not stupid. Like, that's literally how it feels when they, like, talk to you. It's like, okay, gymnast though. Like, because they do it every single time. It's not like a once a day thing. It's like twice, 3 times a day. It's like, holy sh**, when did I ask? So, yeah. after I got cut after an hour, one time I had heard from a host or like someone that they technically can't cut us. Also, so sorry if you can hear a leaf blower. It's just that time of day. I heard that like, I literally see him, that's so annoying. Okay, I'll just wait. Okay, the leaf blower man's far away enough now. So basically, I heard this thing from like, just like someone at work. I really don't quite remember who, but they were basically saying like, hey, like they can't cut you after like an hour. So I asked him like, hey, I was just wondering, like I heard this thing from one of the like someone here before that like you guys can't cut us after 1 hour, that you guys have to keep us here for 2 hours. Is that true? And he's like, well, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that you should start like doing your side work, so by the time it's 2 hours you're like out of here. And I'm just thinking to myself like, well, like side work literally takes like 15 minutes at most, but like if you're slow you can stretch it out to an hour. So I'm like, in my head I'm like, well, like could I stay for another hour? Is that okay? And he's like, well, if you'd like to do some side work, like get a spoon, wait, let me show you this. Like get a spoon and scrape gum off the bottom of all the tables in the restaurant, then yes, you can stay here for another hour. And I'm just like, shock washes over my face, because it's like, so to stay 1 extra hour and get paid $16 an hour plus like whatever tips, I literally made $2 in tips that day, I would have to scrape gum off the bottom of the tables while people are eating, mind you. Like who wants to see somebody scrape gum off the bottom of the tables while you're eating? I just find that disgusting. So I don't know. That's why I'm saying like Applebee's energy to this place. Like holy crap. The leaf blower's back. Is that a lawnmower? What is that? Okay, let me do my hair. So here we go. So I end up trying to quit that day. Like I literally end up trying to quit. I literally am like debating it for like an hour, and I'm like, hey, like can I talk to you, so and so? And he's like, yeah. So he goes to the sunroom. I think he already knows I want to leave, and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, hey, like I just don't think this job is a great fit for me, and I'm just wanting to put my 2 weeks in, or however long you guys need me, until you can find someone else. Because I was fine doing that, because I really didn't want that bad of a thing on my resume, or having trouble getting a reference from them. Yeah, so I tried doing that, and literally, like, he was just like, well, why do you say that? And I'm like, well, I just feel like some of the managers, they just like talk down to you here, and I just like don't like it. And he's like, and I'm not saying this to be mean, that's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying this to be mean, like I really am not trying to be rude, but like it just really feels like that, and I just feel like this job isn't that great of a fit for me. And he's like, well, why is that? Do you need more hours or whatever? And I'm like, well, it's just like today, like I got cut after 1 hour, and it's like to get ready it takes like 2 hours a day, like before my shift. So it's like it's just not really worth my time or gas to get here if I'm only gonna be here for an hour. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry that they talk to you like that. Like I don't want to make you feel like you're not doing a good job, because I had said like, oh, it makes me feel like I'm not doing a good job when you talk like that. And he's like, I'm so sorry about that. And it's like, you know that you're the next person to move up to like takeout, right? Like, but I'm like, well, it's gonna take a while to move up to takeout, and I'm just like, I'm feeling kind of drained having to come in a bunch of times a day. And it's just like so annoying, and like I keep trying to reiterate like twice. I think I mentioned like, hey, I still just don't think it's a great fit even if you move me up or whatever. And eventually he was just like trying to move me to busser, because I was like, well, I mentioned I wanted to be a busser, and I was like, I don't know, I kind of settled on the fact that like maybe I'll be a busser and host. But after I thought about it, after we talked, I just didn't want to work there, and I still don't want to work there. So today I have like the busing training shifts, but I think I'm just gonna quit. Like I'm just gonna go in there and quit, because I'm so tired of being there, and it's like it's just giving me so much anxiety. Like I literally broke out into like stress hives one day over this job, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to work here. So yeah, I'm quitting my job today, and I'm a little scared, but it's like I just don't like how they talk to people, and it's just like annoying, like really. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't really care. Like I'm just like, I don't want to work there. So yeah, I'm gonna do my hair now. So yeah, there's my dilemma with work and stuff. It's just like so bad. And like I've had horrible anxiety for the past couple of days about this job, and I'm just like, ugh, who cares? Like, this is not worth my time. I can find a job anywhere else. Like, I literally feel like I'd be happier at McDonald's. But like at this point I'm like, girl, like, oh, it's literally the worst there. Like, I just wanted like a chill, cute job where I could just, you know, not be so stressed, but like still work hard. But like at this point I'm like, girl, this sucks. So I'm like ready to dip. And I don't know, I'm ready to do my hair though. I'm ready to do my hair. Oops, is it not plugged in? Girl, does this outlet not work? Okay, there's the hair, girl. I didn't mean to burn that off, but like, okay. Okay, I'm gonna choose my outfit now.